This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 654 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by EQ Ready Records, record-keeping services for busy horse people. Check them out today at eqreadyrecords.com. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is all about getting horses settled in and comfortable when you get to your travel destination. It's brought to us today by Jess Montgomery, wife of eventer Clark Montgomery, and an accomplished rider in her own right. These days, she keeps Clark on point and his string of horses in tip-top shape. But before we get to today's tip, let's hear from today's sponsor, EQ Ready Records. Jen here with Amanda Eckelberg of EQ Ready Records, Equine Records Management Service. Now that's a mouthful. And Amanda, I'm sure we have many listeners out there wondering if this service is right for them. So tell us, what sorts of horse people are taking advantage of this really neat new service that you offer?
Well, the first group of horse people that really benefit from this service are the breeders. This service will keep track of all of the mares, breeding records, palpation records, embryo transfers, all of those kinds of things. It keeps pedigree so you can be able to track, babies to mares and stallions. And also, we also have an area for the stallion owners as well to be able to keep track of their stallion's performance and how many mares they breed per year, and et cetera, et cetera. So the breeders really find it helpful. Another group of people, horse owners, that really find this beneficial are the professional riders or the trainers. They are able to allow their clients access to their horse's information without actually having to talk on the phone with them all the time. A lot of horse owners, are concerned about what's going on at the training barn, if their horses are receiving the proper vaccinations or getting their feet done at the proper time. This way, the owner can actually just log into their own EQ Ready Records account, view that information without having to track down the trainer down. And that way the trainer can focus on his main job, which is training your horse. And also the people that travel, whether you travel with your horse or just travel without your horse, EQ Ready Records goes where you go. If you're traveling with your horse, we all know that if there's a problem, it's not going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon close to home when everybody's available. It's going to be more like 2 o'clock in the morning when nobody's available and the emergency vet is really needing to access those health records. And this way you can just pull it up on your smartphone, or if your emergency vet has a laptop, which a lot of them do, he can just access it right there and get all the information. Or, if you have a house sitter that comes and takes care of your horse while you're away. Say you're in Bali on a cruise ship and you can't be reached. And this way your horse sitter can access that information when they need it without trying to track you down, no matter where you may be in the world.
Well, that's fantastic. Training barns, breeders, and folks who travel, that pretty much covers everybody. Thanks so much, Amanda. We appreciate you stopping by. And now, on to today's tip.
As much travelling as you've done to events, how do you settle a horse in, and how do you make them comfortable? And are there any other things that you can do to make it easier on your horse?
Yeah, we do always travel with we do things, making sure that the bedding is deep enough so that they feel compelled to lie down. And they always travel with the same bucket, which I know shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I do find that water in different places tastes differently. So if they're not drinking, we do use a bit of powdered Gatorade or something so that it does taste similar, or it entices them. And overall, we're really fortunate because they travel so much, I guess, that they've become good travelers one way or the other. But we try to, travel within the time frame so that their meals don't typically get too fouled up the hours that they're meant to eat. And we do a lot of hand walking at the events. Our guys get turned out quite a bit here at home. So to keep their digestive systems normal, they get to go hand grazing a lot at the events. And I think that makes them feel a little bit better.
And thank you so much, Jess and Samantha from the Eventing Radio Show. Jess will be stopping by the Eventing Show often to provide great tips on all sorts of topics. If you enjoyed listening to Samantha and Jess's chat, and who wouldn't, you can listen every week at the Eventing Radio Show at eventingradio.com. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's sponsor has been EQ Ready Records, record-keeping services for busy horse people. Check them out today at eqreadyrecords.com. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily. And now, for those of you diehards who listen all the way to the end, a hidden quickie tip. Horse doesn't like his face washed? Mine doesn't either. A no-stress way to get faces clean is to point the hose straight up so the water literally rains down on the horse. Make sure it's not just raining on their head. Make it rain on the whole front end. And bet your bottom dollar old Krabby Pants will stand just fine. Then just use a towel, spray with your favorite grooming product or just damp to rub it all over, and voila, a clean face.